Hello, dear co-creative Destiny Weavers. Here's Airy Fairy Flowery. Like you might have observed, like I like to call myself on Fridays, which for me is all about blooming like a flower, airy, like for flowering. And Erica is actually also a flower, you might know. And flowery, like blooming, like you also see the flowers in the background. And this is also the 5th chapter in my book, The Wyrding Way. It is following 6 natural developmental steps, like a seed being grounded in mother soil, which then builds roots, then leaves the soul of the comfort zone, facing adversities, and then continue to bloom, and then spread the seeds. And on Fridays, I like to focus on blooming. And for me, it particularly also is about sharing of stories, which for me are a nice way to open space for a dialogue, for developing your own ideas and metaphors in response. And this week, what is really on my mind and touch my soul is like that in my right breast, there were like calcifications discovered. And even though in most of cases this is a sign of menopause, for me it would be rather early with 42. But in most cases this is just a sign for calcifications, which can go away from alone to a certain diet change and drink detoxing and massage, and it opened up a new development for me to look into deeper healing. But it also made me think about this story about a woman with stony breasts, taken out from this German book, The Colors of Reality, and is written by Bruno Streibel. And in this story, there is a boy brought up by a woman who never shows him love and affection and no warmth. And that's why he grows up always feeling like her breasts are out of stone. And he continued to go through all his life feeling a lack of affection. And even if people were good to him, he was subconsciously always pushing away everyone, because he always was scared of this coldness and of never having experienced warmth and affection and love. And it was the same also with his father, who was even worse, because he similarly never experienced this warmth and affection from his wife. And that's why he ended up even being jealous of his son, and they pushed him outside of the house at a very early age. And so he was wandering in all his life, never truly believing that there is something like love and affection. Even when people were showing him kindness, he was always pushing them away. At night, still always remembering how much he was lacking love and affection. And I think this is a very good story which I also observed, for example, after watching the series about Katarina the Great, who was also not able to have an affectionate relationship to her son, Paul II. And he hated her so much that he actually abolished the right in Russia forever for a woman to be ever a queen again and to reign the country. This is a very good series, touched me a lot, Catherine the Great with Helen Mirren. And I think this is also what can be observed, I think, in our world today, that there is a lack of love and so much outrageous pain. And I think that can really go back to our childhood years, where less and less children are being cared for through this warmth and affection by the mother who stays there with the child. And like in ancient traditions, there were like Slavic tradition, for example, the sacred 40 days, where the woman was just with her baby and cared for by other women who did everything for her. And there is this affection, I think, which is also responsible for a lot of coldness in our society and lack of empathy for others, for Mother Earth, and for so many other things. And also for me, since I've been told that I've got dyscalcifications, I realized that only on the right hand side, and my son, for example, is almost a teenager, and I'm no longer just this breastfeeding mother, but to me it feels like it's a new development for me to bring the warmth and love and affection and to nourish my own masculine side, and at the same time develop a new kind of loving relationship with my son, but in a different way, because as a teenager he needs a different kind of affection. But to me, the story really shows how important it is to have this motherly love and affection, and especially also to our sons. Otherwise, this patriarchy of unsustainability is being prolonged and continues endlessly. And I think the answer to this outrageous pain is this outrageous love. And to me, this is this like motherly, unconditional love, which embraces you, which nourishes you. Yeah, I'm curious how this story lands with you, how you feel about it. Yeah, I'm always looking forward to hear from you. Wishing you a lovely Friday, a Venus day, Freya day, and a lovely weekend. And I look forward to connect with you again. Many blessings. Благодарю.